The last 5 dragons in the world are surrounded by the evil Droon. In a desperate moment, their brother Sisudatsu scoops up the river water in his hands. The water instantly condenses into a dragon pearl. The other dragons injected their magic into the dragon pearl. Afterward, they handed the dragon pearl to the youngest dragon, Sisu. The next moment, they were all petrified by the Droon. Ultimately, Sisu lived up to expectations and used the gem's power to seal the Droon away. For the 500 years that the Droon was sealed, the dragon pearl was protected by the heart from generation to generation. Now the chief passed this responsibility to his daughter, Raya. During a tribal gathering, Namari from the Fang tribe showed Raya a painting. She told Raya that Sisu hadn't died, but had been sleeping at the end of the river. She even gave Raya her Sisu necklace. To thank Namari, Raya decides to take her to see the dragon pearl. But when Namari saw the pearl, she kicked Raya to the ground. It turned out that everything she did was to gain Raya's trust and find the location of the dragon pearl. Soon after, Namari's people arrived and surrounded Raya. Just then, Raya's father arrived just in time and stopped them with his amazing sword skills.
You will not set foot on the Dragon Gem's inner circle.
Before long, other tribes arrive, all wanting to take the dragon pearl to make their own tribe stronger. As Raya's father urges everyone to stop fighting, suddenly, an arrow from the crowd strikes him in the leg. The tribe's people took the opportunity to rush and grab the dragon pearl, but in the chaos, they accidentally shattered it. This causes the Droon, who had been sealed for 500 years, to return to the world. Raya's father picks up a shard in an attempt to suppress the Droon. Seeing the shards still hold magic, the greedy tribe's people immediately rush forward to take them all, then fled without looking back. As the Droon close in on them, Raya's father knows he won't escape. He gave Raya the shard in his hand and pushes her into the river.
I love you, my tutor.
No!
In the end, Raya had no choice but to watch her father be petrified. 6 years later, Raya and her pet tuk-tuk have grown up. Over these years, in order to save her father and the tribe, she had searched every river branch for the whereabouts of Sisu. Now, they had arrived at the end of the last river. Here, they only found an abandoned boat and a nearly dry river. Nevertheless, Raya decided to give it a try. As she prayed with Sisu's necklace, the river water turned into droplets that magically floated into the air and then gathered together.
Hello? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. Not too bad, just a little dusty. Let me get that for you.
When Sisu picked up the shard, she unexpectedly inherited her younger sister Amba's magic. Now, they just need to take the fragments back from the other 4 chiefs to awaken the power of the dragon and seal the Droon once more. They first arrived at Tail, but the greedy chief had already died in a trap he set to protect the shard. After Sisu got the shard, she instantly gained her sister Prani's magic and became human.
I just shape changed into people!
Just then, Namari arrives with her people. Raya doesn't want to waste time on her, so she triggered a trap and successfully trapped them. Then, they hop onto Tuk-Tuk and quickly flee. Seeing Namari hot on their heels, Tuk-Tuk jumps into the river, finally shaking off their pursuers. That night, they arrive at Talon, where one of the Dragon Pearl shards was in the hands of Chief Danghai. Raya then saw a lost little girl. She picks the girl up to comfort her, only to fall into the girl's trap.
What? Undies? Drop them!
The girl rides off on a monkey, trying to escape, but luckily, Tuk-Tuk stops them just in time. Reluctantly, the girl returned the shard to Raya. Learning that the girl is a homeless orphan, Raya decides to help her.
How would you like to earn some honest loot?
Later, Raya sneaks into Chief Danghai's house, only to learn from the butler that Danghai has long since passed away. The shard had been taken by the wicked new chief. At this point, Sisu doesn't realize she has fallen into the chief's trap. Chief tricks Sisu into getting in front of Droon and threatens her to hand over the remaining shards. In a desperate moment, Raya arrives just in time and successfully takes the shard from the chief. After Sisu got the shard, she gained her brother Jagan's magic. Then she released smoke and successfully escaped. Soon they arrive at Spine. When Sisu is about to open the tribal gates, she unexpectedly falls into a trap set by the chief. They are tied up in a room. Just then the chief enters. Upon learning that they have come to steal the shard, he decided to kill them. In a desperate moment, the girl and her monkeys arrive just in time and ties up the chief.
Little one.
Just then, Namari arrived with her people. To buy time for everyone to escape, Raya decides to take on Namari by herself. But after a few rounds, she was no match for Namari and was quickly knocked to the ground. Seeing Raya in danger because of her, Sisu couldn't abandon her. She transforms into a dragon and rushes back to rescue Raya. This was the first time Namari had seen a dragon, and tears shimmered in her eyes. At that moment, she finally believed the petrified tribe members could still be saved. To save his petrified companions, the chief willingly hands over the shard to Sisu. After Sisu obtains the shard, she gains her brother Pengu's power to control water. By now, Namari had returned to her tribe. She told her mother about Sisu's existence, hoping her mother will give up the shard to make up for her past mistakes. But her mother feared the petrified people would take revenge, coldly refused Namari. Meanwhile, at Sisu's suggestion, Raya has the little monkey deliver a letter to Namari, along with the necklace Namari once gave her. The next day, they met at the agreed place. Namari voluntarily handed over the final shard. Raya thought things would end right there, but Namari betrayed her again. She demands that Sisu take the shard and return with her. As Sisu tried to persuade her to change her ways, Raya senses danger. As the last dragon dies, the river begins to dry up rapidly. Without the river's protection, the Druun launches an attack on the tribes. At that moment, Raya, holding the Dragon Pearl shard, came to seek revenge on Namari. By this time, Namari's mother had been petrified. They swung their weapons and fought fiercely, even though Namari had beaten Raya countless times before. But this time, Namari loses to Raya.
I never meant for any of this to happen. Liar! Sisu did. But you didn't trust her. But you're as much to blame for Sisu's death as I am.
Namari's words bring Raya back to her senses. They temporarily put aside their grievances and start working together to help their people escape. Suddenly, the ground begins to collapse, and they all fall into a deep pit. The Druun quickly surrounds them. They fight back with the shards. Now only by combining the shards could they defeat the Druun. Raya suggested that everyone hand the shards to Namari. However, no one trusts her. So Raya was the first to give her shard to Namari. Seeing that Raya was willing to trust Namari even if it meant being petrified, everyone else also handed their shards to her, one by one. Then they were all petrified by the Druun. Finally, Namari assembles the shards into a dragon pearl. When she was petrified, the dragon pearl burst into a brilliant light, instantly destroying the Druun. The light kept spreading out in all directions, and in an instant, all the petrified tribespeople were revived, including the dragons who had been guarding humanity. The dragons then circled the river, using their magic to bring Sisu back to life. After 500 years, Sisu was finally reunited with her brothers and sisters. Raya also reunited with her father. Through their mutual trust, they not only saved themselves, but also saved the world. So greed remains humanity's greatest weakness. If people could have a little less greed, and a little more trust, the world would become an incredibly better place.